Good morning, guys. We're standing on our rear veranda and just sharing a bit about our garden enterprises.
So we'll give you a tour of the garden and what we're growing, and just show you around so you can see what we're being blessed with.
Just as a thought, I'd read somewhere that with sweet potato, that it grows as an indoor plant. So at the very end, we'll show you a sweet potato grown in a pot, but being used as an indoor feature plant.
And we'll show you our other indoor plants. You're in for a surprise. So this is the first garden we built, or Bill built. There's some of the initial beds there. It has been changed and extended over the years, and there are plans to change those old beds as we think the tree roots are getting in. So anyway, over there is some rhubarb and capsicum, roses, rosemary, and then behind here is pepino, and that is in even more wire and mesh because of the skinks that we found getting in there, and they would eat the fruit and they eat the flowers. And in this bed we've got snow peas, beans and carrots. And in this one, same again, snow peas. There's one ready to pick. Beans, parsley, a couple of beetroot. I think there's a couple of onions in there and some silver beet. It's an azalea, Banksia, and these are unicorn apples, which we grew from seed, so we'll hope they will work. Just get around all these poles. And in this one there are carrots, beans and a few peas, but they got eaten by the skinks. A bit of basil that was up on the veranda and got eaten by the possum. And over at the end there in an old toilet is some chocolate mint and some more unicorn apples. And here we have some onions, grapevines. We rarely get any grapes from. Another rose. The roses came from Bill's parents' place after they passed away. And this is an apple tree. It has two varieties, Fuji and Pink Lady on it, and it's just starting to blossom. And this is a pear tree. We didn't get any last year, and it doesn't look like it's going to fruit much this year, despite being cut back and pruned. Anyway, we'll see. And this is an old boat, our old leaky tinny that's been turned into a garden. We use whatever we can. In here there are beans, beetroot, carrot and silver beet. And behind here, snow peas and broad beans. And I need to pick some of these. That's a Chinese gooseberry. And over the back there's a blackberry, oregano or oregano, however you like to say it. Some more grapevines. Fig tree, a dwarf fig it's supposed to be. Some chard and rhubarb. And it was on the veranda, but it had been eaten away by the possum. It's coming back nicely now. It is early in the morning, and it is the middle of spring, but I want to get down here before the wind got up, otherwise you wouldn't hear a thing I said. And here is our asparagus bed. We get quite a bit of asparagus from it. We've also put in cucumber and tomato in here. This is one of our many blueberry bushes. Some more onions and our cherry trees that are just starting to blossom. We're excited for them. We had, I think, about 6 cherries last year, but looks like we might get a few more this year. Strawberries, a lime tree that Bill grew from a cutting, more Chinese gooseberries, and more blueberries. We like our blueberries. Over the back is a mulberry that we're having difficulty in having the fruit stay on. We think it's because of the tree roots from outside, so we will, once it's finished, put it in a pot, we think. Some more blueberries and another blueberry. Down on the ground we've got a bit of sweet potato. Looks like another tomato's sprung up. And over here some avocado trees that have grown from seed. So we don't know how productive they will be. And as you can see, this is at the back of the other garden. That's a blood lily. It should start sending up its flower stalk soon. And some carrots. And this is our citrus garden, for want of a better description. We have this lovely rose just starting to flower. It's really pretty. This is a native, a finger lime. Hopefully we'll get some from this bush this year. It's certainly flowering, so I'm hopeful. This lemon tree was actually here when we moved on to the property. It produces little lemons, but very juicy ones. We're just waiting for it to flower at the moment. We were given this square bathtub, my friend, so it became a planter box, of course. In here there's carrots, strawberries. We've just put in a few marigolds in the hope that that'll help with the pollination. Down there is a pineapple. This is a dwarf mandarin, and it was struggling for a long time. So we have rejuvenated this garden a bit, and it looks like we might get some mandarins on this. This is our nectarine tree, which does have fruit on it. And some more strawberries. This is the lime tree that we took the cutting from and grew in the other pot. More strawberries, and they're just starting to fruit. And I'll just get around this. This is the orange tree. It's a dwarf orange, and the scent from the blossom is beautiful, and there's oranges forming, so we're quite excited about that because that's the first year that's done that. There's another pepino. Down there we've seen this rock melon come up. We think it's a rock melon because we had some in here last year, so hopefully it will do well and we'll get some more. Over there another avocado, and spin around, and behind me we think another fruit tree of some sort. We suspect a nectarine, but we're not sure. It came up from a seed, rogue one in the garden, so we'll yet to find out what it will produce. On our property we're on rainwater tanks, not mains water. And behind the tanks we have bananas. They came from plants that Bill was asked to dig up at someone's property. Last year we did have some bananas. We had 2 bunches. Unfortunately one set fruit a bit late, and so they never really ripened, but they were huge bunches. So we're hoping for some more again. Again, another avocado from seed. Don't know how successful they'll be. This is our compost pile that the skinks kindly made for us from the leaves. We've decided to move the tarpaulin, and they will have to find another home. Hopefully not in the garden, because there's just so many of them and they just tend to like eating our fruit and vegetables. And this is our greenhouse. It does get quite hot in here. Despite the vent openings, it can still get very warm. But it's good for our overwinter to be growing some things in here. So here's some dragon fruit. We're yet to get fruit off it. We suspect that there may be a fruit and not another extension. So we'll see. Sweet potato. Another pineapple. We just cut the tops off pineapple and grow them. They take a very long time. Some purple kale. More pineapple, and we've actually got a pineapple growing. It's lemongrass, grapevine, and this is the seedling area. So there's a lot of tomatoes there from one we had last year. Bill kept the seeds and has grown the tomatoes on from that. It's asparagus, more tomatoes, and this is a pawpaw that we got from Bunnings. Oh, probably shouldn't say that. The big green shed, as it's called. It was on the out they go rack because it was looking pretty sad, but the leaves are starting to grow. So, well, red papaya, we hope. And some basil that we had on the veranda that the possum ate. And this is some papaya seed. So hopefully they will grow as well. In here, it's sad looking thing is our capsicum from last year, but it's got some new growth. Hopefully it will take off. I don't know what Bill's got in there. I think it's cucumber. Some more carrots and more pineapples. And across the middle here are potatoes, apart from the flame tree. A potato we had last year went to seed. So this is from the potato seeds. And Bill's hoping that will take off and we'll be able to grow a lot of potatoes. And there's our girls, our 2 chooks. We get 1 egg a day, so they're alternately laying, we think. They love to roam around and follow us around the garden, but they do a good job in the garden as well. And yes, we even have to put our grevilleas behind the wire fence because the kangaroos like to eat it. That's a pomegranate, didn't do so well in the other garden, so we've brought it out here in the hope it might resurrect.
So as you can see, we've got a small potato bed here. Because we're living in a forest, as a medium, I put down some carpet, some old carpet that we weren't using. And then on top of the carpet, we laid potatoes and straw and mulch. And we hope to get 30 or 40 kilos out of this 3 by 2.5 metre bed.
We hope.
We hope. And there's 2 types of potatoes in here, but we have to fence it off because of the animals. Otherwise it would be eaten by predators such as, well, kangaroos and other things.
And on the veranda we have a few more herbs. There's some more chocolate mint, some sage down there, some veronia, lavender, little conifer that the possum also likes eating. These are spring onions. These grew just from the ends of ones that we'd bought at the shop, and we're going to collect the seeds from these. It's a lemon myrtle that the possum also ate, and some onions, thyme. This is a lily pilly that the possum also ate, and some parsley. And that's our garden. So this is the sweet potato Bill was talking about that we're growing indoors. It's doing well. Our orchids that are just coming into flower.
Of course, we have a small aquatic garden, a very small aquatic garden.